In April, I visited Europa Park, said to be one of the best theme parks in the world, and I can see why. The park's located in Rust in Germany, near the borders of France and Switzerland, and it also has a water park nearby. Water park. The park has won many golden ticket awards and features 14 roller coasters, with most of them being made by Mack Rides due to them owning the park. There's a great mix between thrill and family, with some of the best theming and ride experiences I've ever seen. So here are my top 10 roller coasters at Europa Park, based off of things such as ride experience, theming and overall thoughts. Starting at number 10, we have Alpen Express. This is a Mack Rides power coaster located in the Austrian themed area of Europa Park. It features 2 helixes as the main elements and some amazing theming such as rocks, caves and interaction with the log flume next to it. It's a great ride for families with a top speed of 45 kilometers an hour, and you get 2 laps round due to the short layout. It opened in 1984 and was rebuilt and reopened in 2024 due to a fire in the area. But they've done a really good job with this refurbishment and it looks amazing. It's a very smooth ride and I'd definitely recommend it for families, especially with the short queue time it seems to uphold. Moving on to number 9, we have Eurosat Can-Can Coaster. This is an indoor Mack family coaster located inside of the big white Epcot looking building found in the France area, themed to the Can-Can dance. It stands at 84 foot tall and reaches speeds of 37 miles an hour. It originally opened as Eurosat in 1989, themed to space, but since then I believe they've retracked it and of course they've rethemed it. It's a great ride as you whiz through some helixes and sudden drops and hills with quite some force, making your way around many pieces of theming and lighting. One cool feature is the spiral lift hill it has, with some great music and lighting. The queue line is also amazingly themed and fits in perfectly with France architecture, hence it being in the France area. It's another great family coaster and lasts for quite a while. I highly recommend it. At number 8, we have Atlantica Super Splash. This is the newer of the park's 2 Mack water coasters and it opened in 2005, featuring a very simple but fun layout. You make your way out the highly themed station into the lift hill. At the top of this, you enter your first turntable before going down a small drop. After this you enter another turntable into the huge drop with a small airtime hill, and then you get soaked in the water. You get quite wet and I really enjoyed this ride, especially in the sun because it was boiling hot. It often has a short queue time and so I never really waited more than 15 minutes for it. It's a very smooth and comfortable ride with great restraints. Again, another great one for families. Making our way to number 7 is the other water coaster in the park and it opened in 2000. It's called Poseidon. This one has a much longer layout and is located in the Greek themed section of the park. It features 2 lift hills, splitting the layout into 2 parts. The first part is a fun section consisting of twisted drops and turns before you speed into the first pool of water after a highly banked turn. After this you go for a slow boat ride style section, letting you take in all the amazing theming before you make your way to the second lift hill. This next part is basically the same as Atlantica Super Splash but without the turntables. It's another great ride, however it can be rough at some times. If you enjoy Atlantica Super Splash and you want to take the next step up, I highly recommend you go on this. And then number 6 is Arthur. The coaster on its own wouldn't be anything special, but it's the insanely detailed theming that makes this. It's a suspended powered coaster which also spins, taking you through a shrunk down kingdom and even features some interactive elements. The theming in this ride is some of the best I've ever seen, with no dead points at all. The outdoor section it features picks up quite some speed, however it keeps it very family friendly, of course with it being a family ride. I never thought I'd like a family coaster so much. The theming is like Universal and Disney standards, it's incredible. And finally into the top 5 we have our first thrilling coaster, Euromare. This is the park's spinning coaster, opening in 1997 and themed to space. It has some great theming outside, including a whole spaceship you can explore and some UV paint inside, creating a really cool atmosphere. You first make your way into a spiral lift hill with the ride's amazing soundtrack. The lift hill has some great lighting and it takes a very long time to get up there, but it's actually very enjoyable. After this you've reached the height of 92 foot, which actually feels a lot higher once you're on it. You do some turns around the tall buildings much like a wild mouse before making your way into the huge and intense bank drop, reaching almost 50 miles an hour with lots of G-force. After this you go around some corners and hills, with the train randomly picking up lots of speed. This ride is very forceful and fun and shows its age, but in a good way. It doesn't spin as you expect, changing directions at different sections instead of constantly spinning. It's a classic, but it's very old and is looking to be replaced in the near future with possibly a Mack Extreme spinning coaster. If you love force, then don't skip this, it's a lot more thrilling than it looks. Down to number 4 is the park's launch coaster, Blue Fire. The ride has been duplicated across the world and I can see why. This one in particular has got some amazing theming, especially in the station. It's got one of the punchiest Mack launches I've ever been on, with a great layout featuring lots of inversions such as a vertical loop, with lots of them being surrounded by rocks, creating lots of near misses. It's also got a great pre-show that you go through before the launch, featuring alarms and cool effects such as smoke. There's one complaint about this ride, which is the mid-course brake run. It's located after the first couple of elements. It really slows the ride down but doesn't take away from it too much. The final inversion is the best featured on the ride because of how whippy it is. It's a great and smooth ride with amazing Mack restraints, perfect for thrill seekers. Now into the top 3, we have the first non-Mack coaster on the list, the insane GCI wooden coaster, Woden. This ride is incredible and definitely the best wooden coaster I've ever been on. It's got great theming, much like the rest of the park, but the standout element for me has got to be the drop. It stands at 131 foot tall and the drop just seems to last forever. It's very intense and much like most GCI coasters, it speeds round the layout, keeping its pace all the way round. It's got a great bank station fly through and it's not too rough at all. Every single element is fun and it's definitely a thrill coaster, no doubt about it. The restraints allow for so much airtime. The only complaint is that it's a bit short, but that could just be because of the insane speed it takes it at. It interacts with the terrain very well and honestly I could have put this in second place. Number 2 is also a coaster not built by Mack. It's the B&M Hypercoaster Silver Star, standing at 239 foot tall and reaches speeds of 80 miles an hour, although I did used to think it was 236 foot tall. Anyways, it's got a great first drop and collection of elements in general, with lots of airtime. The operations on this coaster are also crazy, with it on 3 trains most of the time. Firstly, you get lots of airtime on the drop before heading into a steep and banked turn into a collection of airtime hills. The whole layout offers lots of airtime, especially after you hit the mid-course brake run, which barely trims the train at all. After this mid-course brake run, the layout doesn't become any less fun, featuring fast turns and still lots of airtime, ending with a whippy S-curve. It's also a very long ride and I never had to wait more than 20 minutes for it. One final thing that makes it amazing is the B&M clamshell restraints, which allow for lots of ejector airtime. And finally, number 1, also my favourite coaster I've ever been on, Voltron Nevera. I have no words for this coaster, it's just chaos. Firstly, the theming of this is crazy. I love the industrial and electrical style, especially with the singing Tesla calls in the queue line. It's got a great soundtrack and it's very unlikely you'll become bored in the queue line, with animatronics and water features. And for the layout, you start off in a room filled with electrical equipment, leading you into a trick track, bouncing you up and down and vibrating the train. After this, you make your way into very punchy beyond vertical launch into an inverted / stalled top hat, offering lots of airtime. After this, you go into lots of whippy inversions and elements with lots of airtime, into the second launch in the Valley of Two Elements. This leads you into a stall with great hang time before you make your way into an ejector airtime hill and lots of whippy transitions and turns, into some brakes. At this point, you're only halfway. You make your way into a turntable, leading you onto another launch track. First you launch backwards before speeding towards another top hat style element. These are probably the punchiest Mack launches I've ever done. The rest of the layout is filled with lots of sideways airtime and insane elements before hitting a block section. After this you go through lots of intense turns and inversions, partly taking away your vision, before you experience one last airtime hill into the brake run. This ride is absolutely insane and lasts nearly 4 minutes. There is of course one complaint though, and that is that some of the trains are unbearably rough on the outer seats, bouncing up and down and ruining the ride experience. It is rumoured that they haven't added or configured the suspension on these trains and this is why, but of course it's perfectly safe to run. Thankfully this is only a small majority of the 7 trains it runs, and if you're on a smooth train, the outer seats are insane. Definitely the best roller coaster I've ever been on. That's my top 10 coasters in one of the best operated parks in the world. If you visited Europa Park, let me know your top coasters in the comments, or if you would like me to make more top 10 videos or perhaps individual reviews of rides. Thanks for watching, I'll see you in the next one, bye bye.